You might have noticed the Arizona Trail, or AZT, has been gaining popularity. The most biodiverse desert in the world, some of the clearest night skies in the world, stunning wildlife, views of the Grand Canyon, sweeping vistas, pine forest, fields of cacti and wildflowers. All of this from a hiking trail, able to be experienced in almost complete solitude. In addition to hiking videos, Greenbelly makes ready-to-eat adventure meals. They've been called Rice Krispie treats on steroids, meal bars that pack in over 650 calories and a load of protein, carbs, fat, and fiber. Check us out at greenbelly.com or in the description below.
Arizona Trail!
The Arizona Trail, or AZT, is one of America's newest long trails, only officially completed in 2011, and stretches from 800 miles from Mexico to Utah. It received National Scenic Trail status in 2009 by the United States Congress under the Omnibus Public Land Management Act, along with 11 trails and 35 million acres of highly valued land. This Public Land Act was a big deal. It designated millions of acres of federal land in the U.S. as protected, that could no longer be vulnerable to the will of changing presidential administrations.
It takes an act of U.S. Congress to designate a National Scenic Trail. It carries the same kind of weight and protection, say, as a national park, in some ways as a wilderness area.
The Arizona Trail had been in the works for decades, though. A Flagstaff school teacher named Dale Shewalter had wanted to hike the 6-month-long Appalachian Trail, but couldn't get time off from work. Dale discovered he could plot a course across the public lands within the state. And so he set out in 1985 and actually thru-hiked the Arizona Trail before it existed. Eventually, in 1994, the Arizona Trail Association was formed. Today, the AZT crosses through 2 national parks, 4 national forests, and 6 mountain ranges, and is maintained and managed by 2,500 regular volunteers. It's also open to mountain biking and horseback riding.
Of course, I'll leave you on foot, just like you taught me.
Roughly 1,000 hikers attempt to thru-hike it in one go. Compared to its bigger trail brothers, the iconic Appalachian Trail, or AT, has roughly 3,000 thru-hike attempts per year, and the Pacific Crest Trail, or PCT, has about 800 thru-hike attempts a year. A full thru-hike of the Arizona Trail takes about 6 to 8 weeks, and completion will earn you a finisher's belt buckle from the Arizona Trail Association. This duration makes it a more approachable and more affordable option for those wanting to experience a long-distance hiking trail. Despite it being relatively new, thru-hiking the AZT has become more and more popular.
We're seeing 10 to 20% increase in hikers and activity each year. The trail is getting better. As we remove the trail from roads and we fix the major maintenance issues, people who maybe wouldn't have hiked the Arizona Trail are coming to hike it.
The number of completed annual thru-hikes has more than doubled since the trail was completed in 2011.
Something about the Arizona Trail, how new it is and how curious people are about it. You're walking through a state and you're really experiencing it. The communities and the people, the desert and the wildlife.
Its popularity comes from not only its unique beauty, but also its accessibility. Unlike most long-distance trails, the Arizona Trail crosses through a town about every 2 to 3 days, meaning you don't need to carry as much food in between resupplies.
I resupplied almost entirely just by walking into town and going to the grocery store.
The trail is well maintained and well marked.
You can pretty much do it without a map. We have a really good Trail Angel program. We have a lot of great resources available. Hikers get lots of support along the way.
The elevation gain is not as drastic as other long trails either, meaning the trail goes up and down less over the same distance. See how the average elevation gain of the AZT compares to the AT and PCT over a given mile. Yet, with the highest point at Kayak Plateau being 9,148 feet, it still reaches high elevations. Most hike the trail in spring or fall when it's not too hot and not too cold. And with an average annual rainfall of 0.77 inches per month, getting wet is rare. This makes the AZT ideal for cowboy camping, or camping outside of a tent under the night sky, which is good because there are not any shelters along the trail.
Hey, can you tell my future from these stars?
You rarely experience any sort of rain or snow. I cowboy camped all but 2 nights of the trail. The temperatures are really nice at night, the stars are amazing, and it's the perfect place to do it.
It's amazing that you can go from saguaros to ponderosa pines in one day. Lots of diversity.
The Arizona Trail goes to the Sonoran Desert, the most biodiverse desert in the world. See red rock, colorful cacti, and vibrant wildflowers.
The desert is a totally different thing than what most people imagine, because it's not just dry rocks and rattlesnakes and sand, but really interesting biosphere that has different personality and textures and characteristics as you move up and down in elevation.
In a survey organized by the Arizona Trail Association in 2019 from over 400 thru hikers, the hikers overwhelmingly rated the trail great or excellent for biodiversity, scenery, and wildlife. And the Grand Canyon was listed as the favorite place to pass by, followed by the Mazatl Divide, Rincon Mountains, and Gila River Canyons.
The crown jewel of the whole AZT, of course, is the Grand Canyon.
The AZT covers 56 miles of trail through the stunning Grand Canyon, one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. And the stargazing is a highlight of its own. The desert sky and minimal light pollution makes this part of the country have some of the clearest skies on Earth. And hikers have been known to encounter coyotes, roadrunners, tarantulas, coati, hawks, bears, shorthorn lizards, Gila monster, rattlesnakes, elk, deer, mountain lions, skunks, foxes, and javelinas, to name a few.
The entire Arizona Trail is on ancestral lands. A lot of the old pieces of trail are really ancestral paths that people would have walked 1,000 years ago, connecting water sources, mountain ranges. These are places where people would have gathered since time immemorial, as they say.
I love the AZT because Grand Canyon, diversity, the views.
The Arizona Trail does have a few considerations.
People think of the Arizona Trail as a warm-up to maybe the 3 big hikes, the AT, PCT, or CDT, and then they come and hike 800 miles and realize that it's the real deal.
First, water. It's not overly abundant in the desert, meaning you might have to carry a few days worth of water at a time.
The water situation is a challenge, but it's not as bad as people make it out to be.
Another is exposure to sun, but also to the occasional thunderstorm. Second, solitude. The sections along the AZT see a fraction of the amount of foot traffic as some other trails. This can be great for those wanting to avoid crowds, but not great for those wanting camaraderie. Because it is new, it has not had the time to develop a robust trail community.
My favorite gateway town was definitely Kearney, and they're an older mining town, and I think they're really excited for something new to bring life back into it. You go into the grocery store and they're giving you free coffee and a donut. You go to the pizza shop and chances are the pizza shop owner drove out and pick up the hikers and bring them to his shop to sign their banner.
The Arizona Trail, it's really all about the connections to nature. It's a connection to people and different users, plants and animals along the trail. It connects the communities. It really connects time.
A big thank you to the ATA for their help with this video, as well as their ongoing efforts to maintain the AZT. If you like this video and would like to see more hiking videos, we'd really appreciate you hitting that like and subscribe button.